fact, today marks two historical milestones. We have officially tied the record for the longest U.S. government shutdown ever. And for the very first time on The View, we are joined by someone you might be surprised to see here. Please welcome Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene.
All right, folks, buckle up. Today we're diving into Marjorie Taylor Greene walking straight into enemy territory, The View, where she faces off with Behar, Whoopi Goldberg, and the rest of the panel. It's one of those rare moments where The View actually lets the Republicans speak, and Greene doesn't hold back. She blasts them over the shutdown, healthcare, Trump, and foreign aid. What we're about to see is MTG going toe-to-toe with some of the loudest critics on daytime television. And surprisingly, she holds her ground. In fact, it feels like the View ladies expected a circus, but got a masterclass in composure instead. Let's get into it. Right out of the gate, Behar opens with sarcasm, saying Trump is reportedly calling his MAGA cronies because you're slamming Republicans too much. Already, you can tell where this is going. They're setting the trap. The audience chuckles, Joey's smirking, and they're trying to paint Greene as some turncoat MAGA rebel. But Greene doesn't bite. She calmly fires back that she's criticized both parties from day one. This is what people forget about MTG. She didn't just attack Democrats. She went after Republicans who failed working people as well. That's not chaos. That's accountability.
Welcome to The View.
Welcome. Thank you for having me.
It's you, Joy.
Oh, I was so taken by your suit. So Trump is reportedly calling his MAGA cronies because they say that you're slamming Republicans too much. Well, you're taking my job. You're slamming Republicans a lot on topics like healthcare, the Epstein files. We know he's still your favorite president. I mean, Truman is mine. I dated him.
I did not date Donald Trump, but I do love him. I campaigned for him
You do love him, yeah.
Yes, I did.
All right, well, whatever. So when was the last time you spoke to him? And what's with the tension between the two of you? Now, you may love him, but he may not love you back right now.
Well, that's okay. I mean, Donald Trump, he usually yells at everybody, so we're all used to it. But he's the president of the United States, and here's something you all may not know about me. I think a lot of people on the left are learning that when I ran for Congress in 2020, I ran criticizing Republicans and Democrats equally because I come from a working class family, ran a construction company for over 20 years, and I feel like the government has failed all of us. And it purely disgusts me. It really does. And I represent a district that is rural, a manufacturing district, blue-collar workers, and people have been crushed by decades of failure in Washington, D.C. And so I have no problem pointing fingers at everyone. And the worst thing that I just can't get over is we're not working right now.
This is Greene at her sharpest, calling out Congress while the audience nods along. Even Whoopi can't argue with that one. When MTG says she's not taking a paycheck during the shutdown, you can see the host squirm because it's hard to attack someone who's actually living what they preach. Then Greene hits the next topic, healthcare. She's talking facts here, rising premiums, both parties doing nothing, Republicans failing to fix what Democrats started. That's the part The View never expected. They thought she'd just parrot MAGA slogans. Instead, she's given a policy breakdown, something most of them never do.
And I put that criticism directly on the Speaker of the House. And we should be at work. All the people sitting in this audience, they go to work every day. People at home watching this show, they go to work every day. Ladies, you go to work every day. The people on your set. And it is an embarrassment to me that we're not in session.
And getting paid.
I'm not taking a paycheck.
Good for you.
Exactly.
I'm not taking a paycheck.
Exactly.
Good for you. Exactly.
I think you're one of the only ones.
Well, like the air
I don't have a
controllers.
list. I think that should be a public list.
Yeah.
And I think that's fair because our paychecks are taxpayer funded.
Correct.
However, I voted to fund the federal government on September 18th. I want all federal employees to be paid. I want all the programs to be funded. And I think that is our job, all of us together, Republicans and Democrats in the House and the Senate. And look, I'm with women, so I feel very comfortable saying this. I'm really tired of the pissing contest in Washington, D.C. between the men. I really am.
Congressman Truman, it's so nice to have you. And I watched you on Bill Maher, and I think you've been extremely eloquent in this shutdown and talking about the issue of Obamacare subsidies. I'm a Republican too. We don't agree on everything, but we both agree we have to extend these subsidies at least for a year because you just can't pull the rug out from under people who are going to see their premiums skyrocket. You talked about your own family, how you'd be impacted, but I imagine many of the 700,000 constituents you represent. So what are you hearing from your constituents on this issue, and how do you see this shutdown ending?
My phone in my office, my district office in Washington, is ringing off the hook every single day. People are beyond outraged and they're terrified, but this has been going on for a long time. Democrats voted for the ACA in 2010. It went into effect in 2014. That was the year that we saw our health insurance policy for a family of 5 go from $800 a month to $2,400 a month. And I'll say this, we also watch health insurance companies drop out of the market, and healthcare costs have risen and risen and risen and risen. But I'm going to pick on Republicans. Republicans never fixed it. And then the ACA tax credits were passed in 2021, and there was a sunset date of the end of this year, and Republicans never made a plan for that. And I have been I yelled at Mike Johnson last week on our GOP conference call. By the way, I'm missing the call today. It's going on right now. And I hope that Mike Johnson is finally giving a single health care policy because the country deserves it, and it shouldn't be a secret. And I shouldn't have to go into a skiff to go find our Republican health insurance plan.
Maybe there is
Honestly.
no plan.
That line hits hard. Maybe there is no plan. That's not a jab. That's an indictment of Washington as a whole. She's saying the quiet part out loud. Both parties are winging it, and people are paying the price. This is where you realize MTG came prepared. She's not ranting, she's strategic. Then comes the Fury America First segment. And this is where she lights up the stage. When she says, I am so American first, I live it and breathe it. The energy in the room changes. You can feel Whoopi itching to jump in. And when Greene starts talking about taxpayer money going overseas while small towns crumble, that's the knockout punch. You don't have to be conservative to agree with that. You just have to live in America right now.
You know what? You want to know something? That, I believe, is the truth. There's a lot of ideas, there's a lot of bills, but there's no consensus.
Yeah.
And I think that's a failure. I do.
Well, I want to talk about MAGA voters who believed that the president made promises like lowering grocery prices on day one. Right now, grocery prices, inflation is up, soybean and cattle farmers are on the verge of bankruptcy. Millions have lost their food stamps and are about to lose their health care, while we're watching $40 billion to bail out Argentina. What is going on?
I don't know. I am so America first. I feel like I live it and breathe it. And that's my district, and that's what people want. They are so tired of their hard-earned tax dollars being sent overseas to foreign wars and foreign aid and foreign causes, while life in America just becomes more and more unaffordable. We want this money invested at home for our infrastructure, for programs, for our people, and most importantly, for my children's generation and their children and their children and generations to come. And I have to say, that's what I've campaigned on the entire time. Everybody's like, Marjorie Taylor Greene has changed. And I'm like, oh no, nothing has changed about me. I am staying absolutely 100% true to the people that voted for me and true to my district. And I am so angry when I drive around my district to all these beautiful little rural small towns. And there's manufacturing plants that are crumbling from decades of lost industry, small businesses that got shuttered during COVID lockdowns and COVID shutdowns. And you want to know something else, Whoopi? So many veterans that went over and had to fight in some war that really had nothing to do with where they were from or their hometown, and their lives and families' lives have been so affected. So For me, I am unapologetically America first, and I'll do anything I can to work hard to save
Maybe you
this
should become
country.
a Democrat, Marjorie.
Boom. That's the clip moment. That's where even the most anti-Green viewer pauses and thinks, wait, she's not wrong. You can tell the View crew didn't expect her to sound so grounded. They wanted a villain. They got someone who sounds like the people they claim to represent. Then the conversation takes a turn. Whoopi tried to corner her on QAnon and her past statements, but Greene doesn't dodge. She says flat out, I was a victim just like you were, of media lies and stuff you read online. And that's where the audience goes quiet. Because whether you hate her or love her, she's right. Misinformation has hit everyone equally.
I'm not a Democrat. You want to know something? I'll say this. I think both parties have failed.
Yeah.
Both parties have
This
failed.
is worse. Yeah. He's worse. Sorry, you know that.
No,
He's still your favorite president. He goes against everything you just said.
Look, I like Donald Trump. I fought for him to win. I'm very thankful for the secure border. I'm friends with Lake and Riley's mother. And we saw I serve on Homeland Security, over 12 million people came across our border, over 2 million gotaways. These are terrorists, cartels, all kinds of criminals. We don't know where they are in this country, and that affects all of us. That's not a political party
That's
thing.
one thing. There's so many other things to go after him on.
That you seem to disagree on. I've got to tell you, I'm sitting here just stumped. You know, because you are a very different person than I thought you were.
Well, you've only seen me in clips
Yes,
and headlines.
that is-
and that's not fair.
And that is true. And now you've broken from the Republican Party in a number of issues, including besides the shutdown, such as the war in Gaza, tariffs, Trump's desire to expand AI, foreign aid. But you've also had these clips highlighting the very public spats that you've had with your colleagues, where your behavior, some say, is just unbecoming for a congresswoman. And you're promoting conspiracy theories like QAnon in the past. But you seem to have grown past that. And I feel like I'm sitting next to a completely different Marjorie Taylor Greene. Why the change? Why the evolution?
Well, Sonny,
It's
the
like
first
you've
time
gone
you've
so
met me.
right. It's like you're on the left now. It's like this.
I'm not on the left, and we could talk about Russian collusion. That was a conspiracy theory and a lie. There's lies that come from both sides. Let's be really honest
Well,
with
the
one
Russians
another.
did try to affect the outcome of the
Russia
election.
collusion with Donald Trump was an absolute lie, and all the information's coming out. So both sides have had their lies, but here's where I'm at. All of this two-party fighting, you guys, you are all victims of the political industrial complex, and it's built on fundraising and fighting and toxic just garbage. And that exists all over social media, but that's not going to solve our problems in this country.
Would you say you don't believe in the QAnon conspiracies anymore?
Oh, I went over that a long time ago. I mean,
So you've changed.
Well, no, I haven't changed. I was a victim just like you were of media lies and stuff you read on social media. You all have attacked me many times on this show.
We have.
Because of things that you read about me that weren't true.
Or clips we've seen.
Or clips you've seen.
This is a mic drop moment. MTG is basically telling the View ladies, you attacked me based on headlines you never verified. And you know what? She's absolutely correct. For once, she's forcing them to look in the mirror. By the end of this interview, one thing's clear. Marjorie Taylor Greene came to the View and flipped the script. She went from being the crazy conspiracy lady to sounding like the only adult in the room. Joy and Whoopi threw everything they had, but Greene didn't flinch, didn't yell, and didn't fall for the bait. If anything, this clip proves one thing. When you take away the sound bites and let her actually talk, MTG wins, even on the View's home turf. Thank you for watching and listening to our video. Please like and subscribe to our channel. We'll talk to you on the next one.